I have developed a habit of eating bananas, but I've been told that banana peelings are so good for the skin. It's actually my first time trying it. A hack I found from TikTok that you can use banana peelings on your face. And I know you want to ask me, does it work? Is it going to work? Has it worked for you? This is my first time, so I can't even tell. Mm, mhm. I guess we'll only hope you're doing fine. Thank you for clicking on this video. The only way you can support me is through clicking on that subscribe button. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed. As a 600, I'm seeing myself at 700, and that is by the grace of God. I just thank all of you and may God bless you. The only way you can support this channel is through subscribing, and I don't take that for granted. Thank you so much for those who have subscribed. Let's go to addressing the elephant in the room. Our sister came out to complain. Yes, she came out saying that they have started rejecting South Sudanese tenants. Who are those they? Kenyans. And I asked myself, Kenyans, why are you rejecting South Sudanese? It's not like they don't complain about Ugandans. They do complain about Ugandans. And Ugandans also do complain about South Sudanese. I have never heard South Sudanese complaining about Kenyans. This would make it more interesting. South Sudan is now a part of the East African community. So when I say we are all a family, we are all a family. East Africa no longer comprises of Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. We have other good countries that have joined us, and South Sudan is one of them. When this complaint arose, like I said, don't get me wrong, in Uganda we had complaints and they had complaints about us. But I was interested. I wanted to know, what are they complaining about. I cannot say that I listened to that video to the end. I promise you, this is the first time I am going to listen to the video to the end. In this video, I was more interested in the comment section, and that is where I went, and I was just reading comments and busting out in my room alone laughing. It's a Sunday, by the way, guys, and so you just have to have that vibe on Sunday, have fun, laugh if you can, do whatever it is. Anyhow, after going to the comment section, I said, okay, I don't think the problem is only in Uganda. Now we need to address the elephant in the room.
I'm so sure I'm not the only South Sudanese who has been told this. So I was going to look for a house. Yeah, I'm a South Sudanese staying in Kenya, yeah. And then there's this beautiful apartment, I went, and before I proceeded to the office, you'll obviously inquire a little from the watchman, yeah. So I asked the watchman if there's a vacant house, and he's like, no, there is no house. And before I even proceed, he's like, but we don't want South Sudanese. Yes, if you can't tell from, you can either tell from my physical appearance or from my bracelet. I'm always wearing my South Sudanese flag bracelet. So he's like, but we don't want South Sudanese, and we were speaking in Kiswahili, by the way. And I'm like, why would you say that? And then he's like, because you're usually staying 100 people in one house. And I'm like, what? Huh? And that time I'm even like, how do I even defend myself from this? Let me tell you all something. When you compare the dependency ratio, or the number of people that stay in a South Sudanese house compared to other nationalities, by the way, I was not so offended, because a part of that is true, but this is beyond our control.
This video reached quite a good number of people, and I hope the South Sudanese did not end at only listening and saying that, oh, blah, blah, blah. I hope they also read something from the comment section and learned something from the comment section, because even landlords commented, Somalis commented, Ugandans also had what they had to say. South Sudanese had what they had to say. Everyone had what they had to say. As a Somali, I totally understand you. And yes, it is why we build our own and rent our own. One thing I want to tell you about this comment is that here in Uganda, when the Sudanese came in, most of them had money. They had money. So they bought land in those nice places. They built homes. The ones that didn't buy wanted to rent legit places. They got nice places. These people, they love new things. They love expensive things, things that are colorful, things that are big. So I understand when someone says that it is okay for you to build your own, buy your own and build your own. I don't know, is it allowed for them or not allowed for them not to buy land in Kenya, or is land in Kenya so hard to acquire? Is it expensive? Kenyans, tell us. We don't know what is happening that side. Kindly educate us. Some of us haven't traveled as far as there. I mean, I've gone to South Sudan, but I haven't gone to Kenya. And I know that hopefully one day I will be in Kenya. One day and very soon. Okay, this is a Ugandan. A Ugandan is saying that even in Uganda here, they sleep like 53 in a three-bedroomed house. I wonder how they do it. One thing you should know is that in the 80s, the African Traditional Society, we had a particular norm. I am because we are Ubuntu, yeah. Ubuntu was very crucial. I am who I am because of what society has framed me to be. So your child was my child and my child was your child. I get it. Things have shifted. Nowadays, it's about me, my children, full stop. It's not going to be me, my sister, my siblings, my this and this. South Sudanese, however, have still hung on to that culture. I feel like they still have that norm within themselves because they're going to be carrying their sisters' children. You'll find out that some of these children that they're calling their own are not even their own children. Okay, some of them are like literally are, but some families, you find out that these are cousins that have been brought to have a better life in this society, in this community, this new environment, yeah, they still have that Ubuntu within them. In the era that we are in, people are practicing family planning. You need to plan for your family. You need to give them a certain kind of lifestyle. And because you need to give them a certain kind of lifestyle, you have to have a limit. That is exactly why you cannot bring 50 people, 100 people in a five-bedroomed house. It is just abnormal for people. That is why they'll keep on rejecting you and rejecting you and rejecting you. In our neighborhood, the parents left their kids and went back to South Sudan. And the eldest child is 13. It's been a year. The neighbors feed the kids. Imagine the landlord. May God just bless those families that are taking care of these kids because it's not something that is new. This happens a lot. I don't know why they've decided to leave their children back in another nation and then they go to their own country. If you're looking for money, I believe that it is best if you went with your children. However, I also understand that maybe because of certain reasons, they don't want to expose their children with what is happening the other side. It's also very understandable. But imagine the children are growing up on their own. No one is there to guide them. No one is there to frame them. It's no longer the Ubuntu that you used to think about. It's no longer, this is a different society. Aside from the people around these children, there is internet all over the place. Trust me, your children will not grow the same way that you expect them to grow. You're not even there to watch them. You're not there to guide them. You're not there to scold them, to put them down, you're just not there. But racism is very, very rare in Kenya. It's like 1/1000. This is a thread. I wouldn't call it racism. It's more of xenophobia. What xenophobia when they can bury their person inside the house? Now, Someone comes up and says that South Sudanese bury people in the room. I had to imagine it that you're renting someone's home and then you have the audacity, you who is preserving culture rights of multiplying and subduing, you're the same person that is burying. I hope you know that these spirits are not at peace. You're burying these bodies. Oh, let's look at this comment. This person said in Uganda they say bwe mufiira muziika mu sitting room ne mumala ne muzzaawo tiles ate ne musenguka bituufu. Okay, this person, to translate this person is saying that they say that when you people lose someone, they say that you bury them in the room, the sitting room to be specific, and then you remove the tiles, dig, put the person, bury them, and then you cover. Then afterwards you leave the place. If someone says, "Oh, Ugandans and like this," another person can defend if they've never heard about it. They can say, "Oh, I've never heard about Ugandans doing this. I've never heard Ugandans being, hostile. They are not hostile at all. I've been in Uganda." It is going to be very hard to defend when someone is talking. This is a comment that I kept on coming across once and again. People saying that South Sudanese bury the people they lose in the house. Imagine what the landlords are going through. Ha! My experience in South Sudan was not good. When I was traveling, going to South Sudan, I don't want to talk about it in detail, but the way they treated me was not good. I did not like it. And I did not come out to say that they are bad people because I know there are good South Sudanese out there. I know there are very neat South Sudanese. I know there are people who have never done such things. But when a number of people start complaining of the same thing, it becomes an issue. Okay. If I am wrong, correct me. My friend aliniambia South Sudanese mtu akikufa huku Kenya wanazika too. I am guessing that it's the same issue. Like, you know what is going to happen? People who are new landlords, these old landlords are going to be telling them. In fact, the internet is going to be there to tell them that you cannot allow such people. Even if you tell someone that, okay, write me your rules and regulations. I cannot write that as stop buying because I know that you're going to use your senses not to leave there a dead body. And as a landlord, you need your privacy. I need my time. I'm not going to be there to supervise you 24/7. There's a sense of responsibility. We've been hearing of that in Uganda, especially for bungalow houses where they will bury a dead relative in a room and put back the tiles. Interesting that the same is being mentioned in Kenya. There was an issue a long time ago in Uganda where they buried their own in the rented house. Can you believe whatever is happening this side is happening the other side? It's not the same families. They are different families. It's not the same families. Very different families. Perhaps they're not even related at all. But the characters are the same. And some of these comments, I couldn't even read them. I can't even read them right now. To the landlord out there, I can only imagine the stress. I think I can now understand why some of them are really so rigid. Some of them are very tough when it comes to their properties. Some of them even come on a monthly basis for inspection. Some of them you need to pay instead of 3 months rent, you're going to pay 4 months because the other 1 month is going to be reserved in cases of repairs, anything that you have damaged. So if you are announcing you're leaving, they need to go through whatever it is that you've damaged, and the other money has to compensate for that, which is very understandable. I am more interested in knowing how the landlords feel. People who are not of that nation, how do you feel? Because Somalians came out also complaining that they are not also allowed. Put yourself in their shoes. You want to host someone who is nice. And if this person is showing you a bad character, that means that you also have to show them that you're not interested in hosting them anymore. It's not like you have a bad heart. We Africans, we have very good hearts. No problem with us. We have very good hearts. Even if we fight against each other, there's a way we defend each other, we help each other. But when it comes to anything that is fishy and it needs to be addressed, they will tell it to your face. What do you think you would do if you're in the shoes of the landlord? Do you still go ahead and be hospitable and give them the chance and the benefit of doubt that, I let me try and trust them? Maybe these ones are different. Or are you just going to say, I am making a sense and this is it? I am never ever going to risk. Thank you. Till next time. See you. Bye bye.